And then we go to our check-in again. I think I have a pretty good topic for us today. I want to talk about some little complaint.
Oh boy, a complaint.
A tool that don't work. I hate having tools that don't work. I hate anything that don't work. Printers, scissors. It's frustrating. And one of these things that's happening in marriage, I'm talking about a tool that won't work. I look, some couples be using it, and they be using it because I tell them to do it sometimes. They read about it in the Bible, whatever, and it just don't work. I mean, it's annoying. They want their spouse to do better with how they deal with their in-laws. They want, to not be such a daddy's girl or mama's boy. They want their spouse to be better at home. They want their spouse to be better with helping their children. And they try this tool, and time after time I get complaints. It don't work anymore.
So is the tool faulty, or
Tool's
is the
faulty.
use of the tool faulty?
No, they're using it well. They say they're using it well, and it just don't work.
Really?
Yeah, don't work. So I gotta tell people what that tool is.
What is that tool?
You know that talk they be talking about? Nurture fondness and admiration, giving appreciation, gratitude,
But
words of
those-
affirmation.
Those things work, hon. What are you talking about?
They don't remember. Well, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Here's the catch. If we look at the idea of gratitude as being a tool to get what we want in our marriage, we immediately undermine gratitude. The minute we make it about I'm doing this because this has got to do this, that is literally not gratitude. Gratitude is that overwhelming sense of that's like winning a lottery of
Okay.
$35 billion.
Okay.
And feeling you have to hype up feeling about being excited. Like, I guess I gotta get high. Okay, look happy for the camera. Something's wrong. You don't
Right.
realize what happened.
Right.
If you feel like you're just being grateful and verbalizing it to get something, that must mean you really don't see your spouse, and you're not really getting it. Not really getting it. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying. There's a difference between always looking at somebody and thinking, I need you to do this or I need you to do that, as opposed to thinking, I sincerely am thankful to have you, faults and all, in my life.
Yes. I'm looking at my husband, I'm looking at my wife and saying, I am so appreciative that I married you.
It's a heart stance.
A heart stance, yes.
So you could have a heart stance of, Antoine is in my life to make me happy, and these are the things that he needs to do to make me happy. Or I could have a heart stance of, I am grateful that Antoine is in my life. There are some good days, there are some bad days, but I wouldn't trade him for anyone
wow.
else.
That's a good heart stance.
Uniquely special to me.
Yes.
Not perfect, not doing what I want to do all the time, but genuinely as a person, I value you in my life.
Absolutely. And look, I want to encourage you. Please do not look at verbally appreciating your spouse. But when I say verbally appreciating, it's saying, man, these are the qualities I appreciate this. I love the way that you do that. You verbalize, from everything to how they look to their qualities of character is essential in your marriage. We don't get enough encouragement, but it is not. And I want to underscore, it is not flattery. Flattery is manipulative. It's actually kind of evil. It's what you do. It's used car salesmen use flattery. Guys trying to sell you on network marketing schemes use flattery. This is not about flattery. This is about developing a heart for our spouse and loving the actual person we married with their issues, weaknesses, faults, even the things there are some things you want them to change, of course, but there's more that you love about them than there is things you want them to change. 1 Thessalonians, please read. Just read. Look for your own. Just look at the beginning of Paul's letters. If you look at 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, where Paul says, this is how he began his letters. We always thank God for all of you and continually mention you in our prayers. We remember before our God and Father your work produced by faith. your labor prompted by love, and your endurance inspired by hope in our Lord Jesus Christ. Paul looked at the Christians around him with an overflowing heart of gratitude, and he then verbalized what was already coming out of the overflow. He wasn't trying to manipulate the church to get more money. He wasn't trying to manipulate the church to make them fired up disciples. He wasn't doing it for that reason. He was doing it because he loved them. Pay attention to your spouse. That is what that skill is about. Absolutely nothing about flattery. I want to give you a great discussion this week, a topic to discuss this week. Ask your spouse, some point, am I encouraging you enough? Do I verbalize enough that I appreciate you, your friendship, your qualities? Do you think I do it enough? Just kind of have a discussion about that. Is that a good way to say it?
That's good. And in order to do that, you have to pay attention to your spouse. You can't throw your own...
Can't be making up stuff.
And you can't throw your own perceptions in there. You have to just legitimately look at them and say, wow, you did this or you are that, and I'm grateful and value that in my life.
That's good. Yeah. You can't be looking at your spouse. You know, you ever have trouble coming up with something?
You look nice.
You look, yeah. You look nice. Yeah. Better than yesterday. No, don't do that. Pay attention. Great skill. Spend every day intentionally thinking of something you appreciate and then verbalizing it to your spouse. That's for you. That's not something to work. Make you get something out of your wife. Make them change. That's for you. Until we meet again, this has been really, really, really good. And we will see each other next week.
Find more of our videos on our YouTube channel, Mind Change. Let us know what you think. Add comments, ask questions, give suggestions for future topics. We'd love to hear from you.